YouTube? It's your girl Trina Love, back with another video. Welcome back, welcome back. How are you doing, my busy bees? I'm hanging in there. I know I feel like I look like the Crypt Keeper, but, you know, I'm way more moisturized than he is, you know, just to be honest. The man is quite ashy, but he's so darn cute, you know, the little Crypt Keeper. I don't know if you guys remember him, but yes, I love me some Crypt Keeper. And today, I just wanted to play once again in some makeup, create a look, using some other colors from the Hip Dot SpongeBob collab palette. I did two looks, one palette on this a while back, and I love how buttery the colors are, how the formula is just sublime for a indie brand that I had never heard of before other than seeing them on Instagram. So I was like, okay, you've done a couple of unwearable or wearable two looks on one eye. Let's just dive in and do something really cute and wearable again, or unwearable, you know, whatever makes me feel good, honestly. And so, you know, that all makes me feel good. Just playing in makeup. And we'll do it with the usual suspects. We use this Color Mate as our primer. Give me one sec. Alright. Had to answer a video call without trying to ruin my video recording. You know how that goes. But I don't know. I want to say it's a sad Monday, but it's not Monday. Tuesday is my favorite day of the week. I don't know why it is, but it always has been. You know, you always have that one day of the week that is your favorite day of the week that you look forward to. And Tuesday's mine. I feel creative, I feel inspired, even though I just did not feel up to getting up and doing anything really today. But I wasn't going to let this, you know, keep me in bed to where I'm not going to put on a happy face at least one day a week, you know. So, Tuesday's my favorite day of the week. What is your guys' favorite day of the week? It used to be Friday for a lot of people, you know, especially when you're in school. You're like, Friday's my favorite day because it's the weekend. But I really enjoyed Tuesday. I don't know, I guess maybe that was when most of my very popular shows were out on that day. I don't know. It's just my own personal day that I like. But, you know. So I'm going to use the only flesh tone color in this whole beautifully colored palette to set my under the brow and to my crease. Because I don't want it to look too crazy. Even though it's really very bright, I'm going to go over it with a little bit of a bronzer to richen it up. A lot of people have their, you know, matte browns or what have you. I want to go in with a bronzer. It just is so much easier. And it's usually the one that, you know, you rarely use because it's too bright or too dark. I'm going with the one that's a little too bright. And bring that into my crease and work that up. So, who grew up watching The Crypt Keeper? I am so excited to hear that Mr. Peel will be redoing Tales from the Crypt. That was my show with my grandma. I would hide under the foot of her bed blanket, barely poke my head out, and would watch that man, watch how creepy the show was. I love The Crypt Keeper. I love Stephen King, as you already know. I love ghoulish anything. But the Crypt Keeper stories were always done so well with the metaphors of reality and light that I hope, which I don't say I hope, I know in my heart that Mr. Peel will be able to capture that, because he has captured that in The Twilight Zone, which has been really, really good. I have only caught a couple of episodes, but he did excellent on The Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? The reboot of The Twilight Zone. Even though the season 1, I heard, was a very, politics. I'm in season 2, so I would say that would be the best way to start, but in all honesty, you should start with season 1, but I like working my way any direction in a series that grabs me, Just grab me by my apron strings and guide me through the episode. This is a really pretty shimmer purple. The only problem, it seems like it's taken a lot to build it up, but it's not. It's just a very shimmery purple. It's very pretty. It's the darkest purple in here. It's called Advanced Darkness. And it's the darkest purple they have in here, but it's a shimmer purple. They didn't have any matte purples in here. They only have a matte yellow, a matte orange, a matte pink, a matte pink, wait, I already said pink, fuchsia, and a matte flesh tone, which is kind of sad because, everybody wants either more mattes or they want more shimmers in a palette. We are never satisfied with a complete, palette saying it's cohesive. I don't think there has ever been a time when we've said that, you don't need another palette to complete your look. But honestly, with this one, if you just take your time, I think that it is perfectly fine the way it is, and you don't need any extras because of how pretty the shimmers lay down. And I'm using a fluffy brush to do it. Usually you need a nice big stiff brush, and it won't it won't blend out like this to where it still see the shimmer, but you can, which I think is really, really nice. So that is the richest purple that I have. And now I'm going to use a lighter purple called Meow 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 to blend out this purple just a tad. Such a pretty color. But yeah, I've been pretty upset about the fact that, there hasn't been any creativity put out in the world as far as good horror movies. It's just been gore horror or thrillers. But to have this, come to life, that we're going to get a reboot on one of my favorite childhood shows, I'm like, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. I am content to not be scared out of my gore but I want to be scared out of my gore. Does that make sense? Like, I know he has the potential to grab you and make me want to stay, you know, stuck in this realm of horror. And I'm not mad at him for it. I will only be mad if it doesn't work out and it just seems like a waste of my time. Then I'm going to be mad because, you know, it's like 45 minutes of your life you'll never get back watching something stupid. But I have high hopes for this man. I really do. Since the movies he came out with have been really, really good. They're the kind of make you want to think double time and revisit the movie a couple of times to get an understanding of what you're thinking about. I'm pretty happy with him deciding to take on this project. I just don't want him to run into any political issues since he's doing all the writing and the hosting and part directing. He is really jumping in there and getting all up in there the way it needs to be getting up all up in there, you know? And that is Blue Lagoon. That is one of my favorite colors out of this whole entire palette. It is gorgeous. It's the only blue like that too in this whole palette. And then its shimmers are stunning, as you see that. This is, what is that called? Tree Dome. And I use that as the inner highlight. That worked out really nice. Tree Dome. Okay. So, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here we go. Put us a little bit of black liner in here. The only reason why I close my eyes, you guys, is because I'm trying to tight line doing the upper eye too at the same time so that I don't like scratch across my cornea. It just seems, you know, ooh, no, let's not do this one. Let's not do black because we got this blue one from Hank and Henry. Let's put that as tightly as we can. Oh yeah, that makes all the difference. A little bit of color. I'm just excited to see it. I want to see it already. I'm like, stop teasing me. It's been teasing me for a year now that you were going to create this. Get it on. Because I'll probably never stop watching my Supernatural on a daily. But I do not mind adding you to the queue of my favorite shows. You know, I love a real good, just grab you. That is my favorite little theme into the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show. That guy. And that's because I'm cuckoo like that. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Soul primer. It is very, very, very watery, but it's a no problem primer that I got in the BoxyCharm. You wouldn't think something so watery would remove all your pores like that, but with the full spectrum foundation from CoverGirl that I've been using, it paired very well. It really does. really, really, really does. Doesn't make me look so washed out, doesn't make me feel, you know, too bright. It is a little, you know, more darker than norm, but hey, it works just fine for me right now. I'm just gonna dab that all over. I want to go pretty light with foundation, so I'm only gonna, I only did one small swoop of a pump. You know, before sponges, I always put my foundation on with the brush, and I used to get really angry about the drag lines. But this brush from Billion Dollar Brush that we received in the BoxyCharm, the one that's $30, I am pretty shocked that this is a pretty good liquid brush. It really is. And as you see, it went all over. It stretched that foundation, which was just one little drop. I wish I should have showed you that one little drop, and it spread it all over. You don't get that very often with a brush. Usually you gotta use a silicone or something a little different to spread it. So I'm pretty happy with that. The results of this brush has just been pretty good for me right now. And then just to brighten up the under eye a little bit, I'm using some samples I pulled out before they expired. This is a Studio Scope in NC45 from MAC, and it works out pretty well as a concealer, highlight, what have you, because I have been out in the garden getting a little bit more toasted. You know, that's the only outside we really get anytime nowadays, is going in the garden, and I appreciate my garden time. I sing to my little plants. I know they appreciate it because they are growing like crazy. I've lost one succulent, which was pretty sad. We get these big old fire ants out here, and them bad boys got into that pot and has eaten up my poor plant, and they're just sucking her dry. Every day I'm you know, peeling back a few layers. She looks like she's thriving, and then the next thing you know, she's just sad and beat up from silly ants. And that's not the best for her. So I think we're going to be, you know, I'm going to say R.I.P. to my poor succulent plant and let her go peacefully, because I feel the ants are just destroying her. And I just put a little gold under my eyes just to spark it, and that gold is called Golden Pineapple. The only thing about this palette is you couldn't use it as a full face and eye palette, because it doesn't give you any matte browns or bronzers or anything. But if you did get the kit, which I did, I got the kit, it came with a bronzer blush duo. Yeah, it's a bronzer blush duo. And amazingly, it's not what I thought. I mean, they're dusty, but she's not. Let me turn my head so you can see. It warms up. Even my skin tone, even though it's so light, I really feel that, you know, we have more opportunities now with color for a colored woman to want to bronze and sculpt, and because I sure thought this was not going to work for me. I was like, nope, that I'm going to end up having to gift that to my daughter. If she don't bronze, she's not even going to use it, you know. But no, Mama has kept it for herself. Because one of my favorite, not my favorite, my cousin's favorite, the one that I got my cousin mail from yesterday, her favorite show is SpongeBob with her grandsons. And I had to school her a little bit on how SpongeBob is not for kids. Not all of it. You know, there's a lot of adult humor that you don't really see. And the conspiracies are true. Look at how boom that blush is. You wouldn't have thought that from that. That really, I still get amazed by it. And she was like, oh no, it's fine. Their mama will, you know, check them on that. I was like, no, Grandma. You know, well, her name's not Grandma to her kids, it's Granny. I was like, no, Grandma, you have to put your foot down, and you have to be the one to say, this is inappropriate. This is not right. And she's like, I understand. You newly grandma feeling self-righteous. That's me. Newly grandma feeling self-righteous. And I said, no, honestly, my kids never watched SpongeBob growing up. And the only reason why we watched the movie at all is because Nickelodeon took a play, and ruined it by playing that damn movie all day long. So it was supposed to be a day of play, which I really loved that they used to do that on Nickelodeon, where they would shut off the whole entire channel for like 4 to 6 hours, and you had to go outside and play or do something and get from in front of the TV. I thought that was awesome. This is the highlight palette it came with, and I used this golden color here all over. What else do we get in this kit? Oh yeah, there's lips. There's the lippies. There's a lip trio in the kit. Sorry for all the shine. And I only have used the pink one, not pink one, the gold one. So I'm going to use the pink one today. See if it does anything. Not much of anything, but that's why we've got lip pencils. Give myself a little bit of definition. There we go. That gives me just a little touch of color. Especially when you run your liners over your gloss, you'll just get a wash of color. You won't get, color. If you put it on dry lips, you will, but not when you do a wash of color over your liners. Your liner over your backwards self. Your liners over your lip gloss. And I wanted to try this. I know it probably won't show up, but it's the Too Faced Better Than Sex / Nikki Tutorials, and it's like a purple. I don't think anyone can see it but the person who puts it on, but why not give it a go, right? I love me some Nikki Tutorials. She's a beautiful little doll. I don't worry about anybody's private issues. I really don't care anymore about the Dramageddon, because I don't really understand. So I don't care. I like to talk about what I do understand and what I do care about, which is me, myself, and I, you, your family, my family, and good horror movies. And makeup. Can't forget makeup. And sometimes food, because I do love some good food. In fact, I made a beautiful stew today using country ribs. The kids saw the country ribs and thought I was going to stand my butt out there and barbecue all day. Nope. She hit the crock pot hard, y'all. I sure did. I grabbed my grandmother's crock pot and put that bad boy to some severe use. And I'm glad I did, because everybody loved it. It came out really, really nice. I used just a basic ideal stew recipe where I use my, gotta use a nice array of veggies. I use fresh off the cob corn, snap green beans, because crock pots cook things pretty slow or pretty fast. And this crock pot that I have is from like literally the 1970s. And that bad boy can turn a whole pot roast in about an hour into shreds. That's how hot it runs. And it doesn't, and to the touch, you don't feel it. To the touch of the pot, you don't feel it. But inside the pot, it really does tenderize and can murderize any of the toughest meat that I put in it. That's why I love that pot, and that's my grandma's pot. So, what do you think? I really do like that blue. Don't it make my brown eyes blue? Thank you once again, you guys, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate it. I am getting so much better at looking and finding the camera. That way I can talk to you directly. I know it seems weird, but it is honestly the way I engage. If you were right here talking to me at home, I want you to feel welcome. Grab you a sip of water, or a snack, and hang out and enjoy yourself, And let's just paint our faces. Not sponsored, but should be. Love me some Aquafina. Got a little dry, but yes. And I know everybody just don't mind my smock. I love this smock. I wear it often, especially when the air conditioner is blowing me to the wind. But yes, I will see you all in the next video. I will leave everything in the description box that I used on my face. And I love you. Stay sexy. Keep being my busy bees and my hero. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.